Good morning. I'm here in my garage with my little 1992 Ford Festiva. It's my little project car. I got it maybe a year and a half ago because I have really wanted to learn about cars and how they work, and I've just always loved cars ever since I was a kid. And so pulled the trigger on my first project car here. And when I first got it, we got it for only $1,000. I feel like that was a pretty good deal. And it didn't run very well. It ran, just not very well. And ever since I've had it, it's been in various states of drivability. Not too long ago, it was running really great, and now it's, this is not a performative hood raise. I really love, like, silly little cars, this being a perfect example. I never really understood why I'm so attracted to them. It's kind of a weird thing because it's almost like there are things that people are allowed to like, and then there are things that people are not allowed to like. I didn't get this car because I'm on a budget or it's like all I could afford. It's partially that. let's be real. But I sought out one of these. I didn't just try to find any car that was for sale in the neighborhood or whatever. I was on Facebook Marketplace looking up Ford Festiva. And a lot of people watching this probably have never even heard of a Ford Festiva because there's so few of them left, because so many people didn't like them. Or not even didn't like them, but just didn't care about them. Like they didn't think that they're worth investing in, because it's just a stupid little Econo box, like whatever. It's a car you upgrade from. You tow this to the scrapyard or whatever and it gets forgotten about. And the thing is, this isn't like a starter project car or anything else. I don't want to eventually get rid of this to get like an old Mustang or anything like that. I would take this car over an old Mustang. Dare I say, I would take this car over like a Lamborghini or a supercar. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm not just saying that. And I think that there's a lot of people out there want, for example, a Lamborghini because they're told that that's what they want. And if you actually do, if it comes from a true place, like if you appreciate the aesthetic and like the really meticulous engineering that goes into like a supercar, then more power to you. Some people are genuinely like that, but it's such a status symbol that we're all so familiar with. You see a Lamborghini on the road, you think to some extent like that guy has made it. Someone sees you in one of these and they think that you're struggling, and that's fine, because at the end of the day, I like this car because I like it, and for no other reason. And you could apply that to a lot of other things too. I think another good example is like the concept of being a furry. I am not one. And like a lot of people, I think when I first heard about it, I thought it was the most bizarre, weird, and like low-key, almost kind of sketchy thing that I have ever heard of. Almost like if you're into that, you have some kind of ulterior motive in a weird way. And I think lately, the like furry movement, if you want to call it that, has grown a lot. And it is becoming more accepted now, which is awesome. Acceptance of anything that doesn't harm anyone is a good thing. And you kind of start reverse engineering what you think and why you think it. Like on the surface, like relative to everything else in society, like, yeah, dressing up in a fursuit, like you could label that as something that's kind of weird, but at the same time, like, people love to do it. And the furry community is, like, from what I understand, like, so passionate and so accepting because the thing that they do is weird. And so to bring it back to this car and my love of shit boxes, sometimes people will question why I like them, and that's fine. Happy to talk about it. And I find myself usually explaining it with something to the effect of like, yeah, I don't know what kind of brain damage I have that makes me so into these kinds of cars. And lately I've just been like, why am I putting myself down for liking something that most people don't, or most people don't understand why someone would like it? This might sound kind of corny, but like, as long as it comes from like a pure place, as long as it's like truly a part of who you are, you can like anything. There's no wrong thing to like. You can just allow yourself to like things, even if they're weird or niche or bespoke or whatever. And that sounds kind of obvious, but I think we're in a bit of a cringe epidemic right now, where like if you do anything that's, too chalant, one could say, if you dare show any kind of whimsy, or if you do anything that's a little bit weird, there's like a big population of people right now that will label you as cringe. And I'll say it for the first time ever. I think that's kind of whack. The only way that you think that about someone else is because you don't fully embrace everything about yourself. I was a bit of a judgmental asshole as a teenager, even though I was kind of weird myself, but like I didn't like that I was weird. I wanted to be like with the popular kids and be quote unquote normal sometimes, but now it's like, wouldn't trade that shit for the world, man. Fully embracing yourself with all your flaws and all your quirks is step one to loving yourself. And to bring it back to kind of the thesis of this channel, that's step one to loving others. I had a really prominent self-help phase in my early to mid 20s, and I still read and watch stuff like, you know, along that line every now and again, but I take it with more of a grain of salt. And when I was younger, I realized at some point I was trying to like perfect myself so that everyone would like me, you know, so that's kind of people pleasing as well for sure. But recently, I just turned 30 and I'm only now realizing this, that like I need to, and by proxy you need to, embrace yourself with all your flaws and all your quirks. Maybe not all of them, the ones that don't really matter, you know? If one of your flaws is you're addicted to heroin, maybe do what you can to fix that one. But just as a very surface level example, I am really boring when it comes to food. Some people are amazing cooks and they go to restaurants that have cuisines from like all around the world and they're trying all these different foods and everything. My dad and my brother are both very much like that, but for some reason I missed the food gene. Like I could eat chicken tenders and pizza every day for the rest of my life and I'd be perfectly happy. And for a while I was like, I need to embrace culture more, like I need to try more things and like I need to get more into food. But then eventually I was like, why? Why am I putting that weird like arbitrary qualification on my life? I mean, it's, you know, you could argue that it's good to like try to experience more cultures and get out of your comfort zone and all that kind of thing, but like, you know, I'll do that in other ways, you know? I don't know if just simply not being a foodie is a flaw, but it's one of those things that I had to kind of reflect on and be like, okay, you know what? I'm just not into food. And like, who cares? And there are some people that are very passionate about food and they could never understand where I'm coming from. Fine, let them not understand. There's gonna be things about them that I don't understand. And so you get in this vicious cycle of like, you're annoyed with yourself because you're not perfect. And then you know what you do in the world is you get annoyed when other people aren't perfect. I'm so serious, dude, it is kind of cliche, but ever since I really started to like really accept myself and embrace who I am, I really embraced and accepted others. And then there's also this thing where if someone is just really cruel or mean or whatever, if they try to like, I don't know, get you down some way, hate comments and shit, I've been posting on YouTube for a very long time, I'm all too familiar with it. Eventually you just stop caring because you're like, what do I care what you think? I care what I think and I like me. And you know, I'll admit it, it's a hard road to get there. It takes a lot of, you know, discipline. You gotta psych yourself up. You gotta deal with your bad moods. You gotta take the bad days in stride where you don't want to like yourself. And if that happens, just get through the day. Tomorrow's a new day, it'll be better. If that day's not better, then the next day might be better. You know, this is my second video ever on this channel, and I think me starting this channel and finally taking the plunge on making these videos, because I've been wanting to do this for quite a while now, but me actually starting is a testament to how much I accept myself, because this shit's vulnerable, man. It's hard to, you know, essentially put your heart out there open for anyone to criticize, but it doesn't matter because I like me and my wife likes me and my friends like me and my family likes me. And if that's true for you, then like what else do you need? So if you've gotten this far in the video, I just want you to do one thing for me. Find something about yourself that's very surface level and doesn't hurt anyone else. And maybe other people don't even notice it, but pick something out about yourself that you would consider a flaw. And then I want you to embrace it. And just say, I do X, Y, Z, I have this and that, and that's all right. And then I want you to think of someone else, either a good friend all the way down to like a coworker you hardly ever see. Think of a flaw that they have and embrace that flaw in them. Just try and see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? What's the best that could happen? All right, I think that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. My first video ever, I didn't promote it or anything at all. I actually got more action on that video than I thought it was gonna, so thanks a lot for watching me and embracing me. All right, love you. As we say in the South, love you, mean it.